In the far corner of the galaxy, on a planet called Zareth, the greatest warriors had gathered. It was the time of the Galactic Trials, a brutal contest where champions from every advanced world fought to prove their strength. It wasn't just for fame. The winner would earn a seat in the High Galactic Council, and their planet would be seen as a true power in the universe. The arena was massive, a metal coliseum floating in space, surrounded by thousands of ships watching from above. Alien crowds roared from the stands. Beasts, machines, and soldiers of all kinds filled the air with tension. And then he arrived. A small gray transport ship landed silently in the corner of the arena. No guards, no escort. Just one human. He stepped out, wearing simple armor. No glowing lights, no heavy weapons. Just a dark, smooth surface that covered his body like old steel. His helmet was down. His steps were calm. His name was Commander Jace Marlowe, Earth's only representative, from the royal tower above. Princess Irina of the planet Velkar watched with cold eyes. She wore shining silver armor and a crown of crystals. Her people were known for strength, speed, and pride. She laughed when she saw Jace. This ... is Earth's warrior, she scoffed. They send a walking tin can? The other champions chuckled, some whispered, some looked at him with confusion. Others didn't even bother to hide their disgust. But Jace didn't react. He simply walked to the center of the arena and stood silently. An announcer's voice boomed across the Coliseum. Let the trials begin. The ground shook. The floor of the arena opened. From the darkness below, mechanical beasts rose. Each one was 10 feet tall, covered in razor-sharp weapons. Their eyes glowed red. Their arms were made to kill. These weren't just training bots. They were death machines. All warriors readied their weapons. Shields buzzed. Swords lit up. The crowd went wild. Jace stood still. Princess Irina narrowed her eyes. What's he waiting for? She whispered. The beasts attacked. One of them charged straight at Jace. In one smooth motion, Jace raised his hand. His armor responded instantly. A flash of light shimmered and a force field appeared, not from any machine, but from the armor itself. The beast slammed into it and exploded into sparks. Gasps spread through the arena. Jace moved forward. Quiet, focused. Another machine leaped at him. This time he ducked, spun, and touched its chest. The metal froze, then shattered like glass. More beasts came. Jace moved like water. Calm, deadly, perfect. His armor didn't shine, but it adapted to every hit. Every blast. He wasn't fighting to impress. He was surviving, with precision and purpose. The Velkar princess leaned forward in her seat. Her mocking smile had vanished. This ... isn't normal, she whispered. Down in the arena, a larger beast rose, something new. This one was made for war zones. Covered in heavy armor, it launched missiles and fired plasma from its shoulders. The other champions backed away. But not Jace. He ran toward it. The missiles launched. His armor shifted, absorbing the blast and converting the energy. A blade formed from his wrist, not a weapon, but a tool built inside the suit. He jumped, rolled under the beast, and sliced through its legs with one clean strike. The creature collapsed. The crowd was silent. Jace stood on top of the wrecked machine, his armor glowing faintly now. His helmet lifted slowly, revealing calm human eyes. Blue, focused, and silent. He looked straight at the royal box. Princess Irina stood, eyes locked with his. He didn't speak, but his message was clear. Earth is ready. And then he walked away from the battlefield. As the other warriors stared in disbelief, the trial had only just begun, but the real war was yet to come. It was not armor. It was history wrapped in silence, the metal that covered Commander Jace. Marlowe did not shine like gold, nor glow like plasma. It did not announce power. It whispered it. As the arena workers cleaned the battlefield, The alien champions whispered among themselves. The beasts were supposed to test courage. But Jace had not just survived them. He had dissected them. Princess Zarina of Velkar paced in her chamber, her silver boots clicking against the crystal floor. Her fingers clenched the balcony railing as she stared down at the Earthling. "There's no way his armor is legal," she said to her advisor. "No known alloy bends plasma like that." "And did you see the adaptive blade?" Her advisor hesitated. "Perhaps. It's Earth's technology. We never took them seriously before." Zarina narrowed her eyes. "That was our mistake." Below the arena, in the preparation chamber, Jace sat quietly on a steel bench. His helmet rested beside him, steam rising slowly from its sides. The armor on his body twitched, alive, like a sleeping animal. Another champion entered, a reptilian warrior with 4 arms and molten scars. "You fought well, human," it hissed. "Where did you get that armor?" Jace looked up. His voice was calm. "We made it, after we lost everything." The alien tilted its head. "What did you lose?" Jace's eyes darkened. "Our first planet." The reptilian paused. "Earth?" Jace shook his head. "The one before Earth." He stood up, picked up his helmet, and walked away, leaving the reptilian speechless. Back in her command tower, Princess Zarina stared at the replay footage again and again, zooming, slowing, analyzing. She noticed something strange. Jace's armor reacted before danger appeared, like it could read the battlefield. Before it happened. "No armor is that fast," she muttered. Then she paused the video at one exact frame, a moment where his armor peeled open slightly to eject heat. Inside, for just half a second, she saw something. Wires. Not connected to the armor, connected to him. Her breath caught. Is a ... fused to his body? She suddenly understood. He's not just wearing it. He is it. That night, in the warrior's quarters, Jace sat alone, beside a dim energy light. He watched the stars beyond the glass wall. He didn't miss Earth. Earth missed him. He thought of the war of the machines, when Earth's skies burned red and oceans turned black. He remembered carrying a child through fire, his own legs shattered, armor melting into flesh, refusing to fall. The armor he wore now had been born in that fire. Not made by scientists, but by survivors. It wasn't designed to look good. It was designed to keep you alive when everything else had failed. Suddenly, a soft hum echoed from the wall. A message. Not official. Hidden. He tapped the panel. A hologram. Flickered to life. A woman with silver eyes and a robotic arm. "Jace," she said. "They're watching you. That princess is more dangerous than she looks. Be careful." He nodded slightly. "I'm not here to impress her," he replied. "I'm here to warn them." The message ended. Silence returned. The next morning, the arena was filled again. This time, the challenge was different. Instead of monsters, a holographic battlefield appeared, filled with simulations of past wars. Champions had to survive them, one by one. But before it began, the princess herself descended to the field. Her armor shimmered. The crowd gasped. "I call for an extra challenge," she said, voice echoing through the arena. "A duel, one-on-one," she pointed at Jace, with him. Jace stepped forward, saying nothing. "Do you accept?" she asked. He stared at her for a long moment, then nodded. The arena shifted instantly. The ground turned black. Towers rose from the earth. Winds howled. The duel had begun. Princess Zarina launched forward, fast as lightning. Blades flashing. Jace didn't move. She struck. His armor absorbed every hit without cracking. It flexed, shifted, moved like it was thinking on its own. Suddenly, he grabbed her blade mid-air and dropped it to the ground. "Still think this is just armor?" he asked softly. She snarled. "Then take it off. Let's see the real you." Jace Paused. Then, without a word, he deactivated the armor. It peeled away, piece by piece. The crowd gasped. Underneath was not a shiny warrior. He was lean, scarred. His body was covered in burns, grafts, and old wounds. Tubes connected to his spine. His left arm wasn't even real. He stood there, silent, exposed. The princess stared, and for the first time, she said nothing. She wanted the galaxy to laugh at him. Instead, they went silent. The crowd in the arena didn't cheer. They didn't move. They didn't even blink. Jace Marlowe stood still under the harsh alien sun, armor gone, scars glowing faintly in the red light. His body was a patchwork of pain and survival. Metal grafts, burn marks, synthetic nerves. His left arm was no longer human. Princess Zarina's lips parted slightly, not in arrogance this time, but confusion. This wasn't a warrior who wore armor. This was someone who became armor. Her trap had backfired. 1 hour earlier, Zarina had stood before the Council of Judges with a plan. "I demand a royal duel," she had declared, to test the Earthman's skill without his technology. The other champions had laughed. Finally, someone would humble the quiet little human. Privately, Zarina smiled. Let them see what he is without that armor. Weak, ordinary. But that was before he took it off, and the galaxy saw something they weren't ready for. Now, standing across from him in the silent arena, Princess Zarina took a step back. Jace didn't chase, didn't speak. He simply waited. There was no shield. Now no glowing armor to protect him. Just flesh. Damaged, rebuilt, real. The princess circled him, her silver blade drawn. "You're wounded," she said, voice quieter now. "Why still fight?" Jace looked at her calm. "Because you're not the first to laugh at me," he said. "And they're all gone now." Flashback. Earth, 20 years ago. The sky was burning. Giant machines had dropped from orbit, tearing cities apart. Young soldiers screamed. Jace had been 17, no armor, just a gun and a reason to fight. He'd watched his city fall, his sister vanish in fire, his body broken under rubble, and then the machines left. Thinking he was dead, but he wasn't. Not yet. He crawled. He bled. He built. And he survived. Back in the arena, Princess Zarina charged, fast, clean, deadly. Her blade slashed toward Jace's side. He didn't block. He turned with it, letting it graze across a metal graft. Sparks flew, but no blood. Zarina blinked. That should have cut deep. Jace moved now, not fast, not flashy, but sharp. A sudden jab to her wrist, not to hurt, but to unbalance. She stumbled. "How long have you been fighting?" she asked, eyes narrowing. Jace replied softly, "Since before you were born." High above, in the royal box, her generals watched nervously. One of them whispered, "He's studying her, letting her attack, learning every move." Another added, "He's not here to win this duel. He's measuring all of us." Zarina attacked again, this time with power. Her blade lit up with plasma. She slashed across his chest, but something strange happened. Her blade struck something under his skin and bounced. Jace winced but did not fall. "What are you?" she whispered. He looked at her, eyes empty of anger. "You fight to prove you're better," he said. "I fight because I have no home left." Then he stepped forward. No weapon in hand, just one move, open palm to her chest, a controlled push. She fell back, landing hard. Gasps filled the arena. Jace walked to the edge of the arena, then turned back. "I didn't come to fight you," he said. "I came to warn you." The ground beneath their feet rumbled. The sky above shimmered. Everyone looked up. A strange ship had entered orbit. Black, silent, and ancient. Jace's voice turned cold. "They followed me. FLASH, years ago. Near Saturn, a secret Earth experiment had activated something buried deep in space. a weapon left by an unknown race. Jace had been there. Only he came back. He thought it was destroyed. But now, it had returned. Princess. Zarina stood slowly. You led them here? She asked, shocked. No, Jace said. I escaped. They want me back. He looked up at the ship above. But they won't just take me. His voice hardened. They'll take everything. The arena descended into chaos. Guards raised weapons. Champions panicked. Jace looked at the princess one last time. Now you see, he said. I didn't need armor to scare you. I needed you to see what's coming. To her, they looked like scars. To him, they were chapters. Princess Zarina had fought 100 battles. She had seen creatures with teeth like blades and machines that walked like gods, but she had never seen anything like the man from Earth. Jace Marlowe didn't stand tall because he was proud. He stood tall because he had already fallen many times and learned how to rise again. As the alarms echoed across the arena and that dark ship hung like death above the sky, the princess found herself staring not at the threat, but at him. He stood still, shirtless, scarred, silent. Not afraid. Hours earlier, after their duel, Jace had been taken to the med-bay. He refused treatment. I heal slower without the armor, he said quietly, but I don't need it right now. One of the alien healers scanned his body. She flinched. There are implants inside your bones. Burns layered over other burns. Is that Earth technology? Jace shook his head. No, some of it isn't human, not anymore. Princess Zarina entered the med-bay without asking. Guards moved to stop her, but he raised a hand. Let her in, he said. She stepped closer, unsure of her words. I wanted to embarrass you, she said plainly. I thought your scars were signs of weakness. Jace didn't look at her. They are, he said. But weakness taught me more than strength. Ever did. He stood slowly. His back was a landscape of pain. Metal ports along the spine. Old cuts sealed with unknown threads. And something glowing faintly just under his skin. Zarina stared. That's not standard human design. It's not, Jace replied. She looked up at him, quiet now. Then what are you? He finally looked her in the eye. I'm a reminder. Flashback, Outer Rim Station. Year 3072, Jace was floating at a half-destroyed space station, bleeding into his helmet. Around him, his squad was dead. A creature made of time distortion had killed them. They screamed before it even touched them. Jace activated the last escape pod, but not before the creature marked him, burned coordinates into his nervous system, numbers from a dead language. A warning. Doctors back home didn't understand what it meant. So they sealed it. Inside him. Back in the present, Princess Zarina slowly sat beside Jace. That ship above us, the black one. Is it from that war? Jace nodded. It belongs to a race we never gave a name. We just called them the Forgotten. Zarina frowned. Why? Because when they come for you, he said, they erase everything. Your history, your name, even your memories. She stood up. So why are they after you? He didn't answer for a long time, then said, because I escaped. In the war room, galactic leaders argued over the threat in orbit. Some said to fire at the ship. Some said to run. Others called it a bluff. Only one voice remained calm. Jace's. You can't kill it, he told them. It's not just one ship. It's a seed, a scout. What does it want? One general asked. Jace turned toward the hologram of the ship and whispered, it wants to see if we're still weak. That night, Princess Zarina stood on her private balcony, unable to sleep. She replayed Jace's words in her mind. We thought we were alone in our wars. We thought our pain was special, but he carries the pain of multiple worlds. Her hand touched the control pad. A file opened. Footage of Jace's past missions, redacted by Earth, now unlocked. She watched him lead evacuations through burning colonies. She saw him hold a dying alien child in his arms, whispering songs in a language not his own. She saw him walk alone through a ruined space temple, marked with forgotten symbols, the same ones now glowing faintly under his skin. She saw a soldier, but more than that, she saw a witness in the command deck. As the dark ship pulsed in orbit, Jace stood before the council again. He wore his armor now, piece by piece, slowly reattaching to him like it was breathing. The forgotten erase what they fear, he said. They erased dozens of species before yours ever flew into space. Now they're back. And if you don't fight together, they'll erase you too. Zarina stood beside him. She spoke not as a princess, but as a warrior. You once called us proud, she said. Now we stand humbled, but not broken. She turned to Jace. We mocked your scars. Now we follow them. Jace's armor sealed with a low hiss. His eyes locked onto the stars above. Then let's give them a new memory. They had come to fight each other, but something else had been waiting beneath their feet, deep below the arena, where no one looked, not even the cameras. Something shifted, buried under metal and stone, older than the arena itself. A signal blinked for the first time in centuries. It was small, faint, just 3 pulses of red light, then silence. But something had woken up. Above, on the surface, the warriors of the galaxy were preparing for battle. Commander Jace Marlowe stood at the war table beside Princess Serena. His armor was fully activated. Now not shining, not flashing, but ready. It hummed quietly, like it was breathing with him. Do you trust your council? Jace asked without looking at her. She hesitated. Not all of them, Jace nodded. Then someone down here might already be working for them. Zarina frowned. The Forgotten? Jace looked at the map. They never send just one ship. They send a whisper first, then a lie, then the weapon. The skies had cleared for now, but unease filled the air. The black ship above had not moved. No sound, no attack, no sign of life, just watching. The galaxy's finest warriors were uneasy. Some called it a test. Others said it was already too late. Jace had seen this before. He knew better. That night, something strange happened. A tremor shook the entire arena, small but sharp. Zarina's guards reported no tectonic activity. No bombs, no attack, but one thing had changed. The arena's power core, which had been untouched for over 600 years, suddenly came online. By itself, Jace was already moving before the alarms went off. Underground, maintenance level, restricted zone. The walls here were made of old metal, marked with languages no one remembered. Jace walked slowly, his boots clicking in the silence. His armor's lights dimmed as if something down there didn't want to be seen. He reached a massive sealed door. It was older than any part of the arena. His visor scanned the surface. Not Velkar tech, he whispered. This isn't part of the arena. He placed his hand on the door. It opened, not because he hacked it, because it recognized him. Inside was a chamber, circular, quiet, cold. In the center was a pod, floating, dark. He stepped forward. A low voice echoed through his helmet, not from outside, but from inside the armor. We remember you. Jace froze. That voice wasn't machine. It was them. The Forgotten. Above ground, Zarina was pacing. Jace had gone silent for too long. She ordered her guards to track him, but the signal was gone. Cut off from the network, she stared up at the black ship. In orbit. I think it's not watching, she whispered. I think it's controlling something. Back in the chamber, the pod cracked open slowly. Inside was not a person. It was a shell. A body made of strange metal and flesh. A hybrid of ancient technology and organic muscle. Its eyes were empty, not dead, just waiting. Jay stared at it. This is what they left behind, he muttered. A sleeper. The walls around him lit up. Symbols glowed on the floor. His armor responded, pieces shaking slightly, like it was being scanned. The voice returned. You escaped last time. This time you unlock us. Jace pulled back, raising his arm cannon. The sleeper's eyes lit red. Too late. Above. On the surface, the ground shattered near the arena's edge. A spire rose, black, sharp, humming with old energy. From within it, creatures began to crawl out. Not ships, not beasts, infected warriors. Some had been champions. Some had been guards. Now they moved with dead eyes and twisted bodies. One of them looked up. His voice was wrong, empty, echoing. Begin memory erase. Zarina drew her blade. Sound the alert, she shouted. This isn't a war game anymore, citizens screamed. Champions grabbed weapons. Ships powered up. JACE single quotes S voice crackled through the intercom at last. Do not attack the ship. They want you distracted. His voice was sharp, urgent. They buried a seed here. That's the real weapon. It's already active. In the command tower, Zarina looked at the feed. Hundreds of infected soldiers, more rising every minute, and in the center, the black spire pulsed like a heart. She looked at the stars. Why build an arena over a forgotten weapon? And then it hit her. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a trap. Someone had wanted them all. Here. Warriors, leaders, the strong. Bring them together in one place and erase them all at once. Down below, Jace was fighting his way out. Blaster low on charge, systems flickering. His armor bled light. It was holding together. Barely, but his voice stayed calm. They underestimated us last time. He looked up through the smoke. This time, we fight back. She once mocked him. Now she fought beside him. The arena was no longer a place of games. It had become a battlefield. The air thick with smoke, the ground cracked and torn. Princess Serena stood tall, her silver armor scratched but shining with new purpose. Her eyes, once filled with pride and scorn, now burned with determination. Beside her, Commander Jace Marlowe adjusted his armor, now humming with power despite the damage. His scars peeked from under the plates, reminders of every battle he had survived. They looked at each other. Two warriors from different worlds, once enemies, now allies. We don't have much time, Jace said quietly. The Forgotten's sleeper army is growing fast. If we don't stop them now, the whole galaxy will fall. Zarina nodded. Then let's show them what happens when the galaxy stands together. Around them, alien warriors and humans were gathering. Former rivals set down weapons and shared battle plans. Zarina raised her voice to rally them. Warriors of the galaxy, today we fight for more than honor. We fight for our homes, our families, our futures. Side by side, we are unstoppable. The crowd roared, their fear turning into fierce hope. Jace activated his suit's comlink. All units listen. Up. The sleeper pods are spread underground. We hit them fast, we hit them hard. No one fights alone. He turned to Zarina. Ready? She grinned. Let's do this. The first wave moved into the tunnels beneath the arena. Jace led the charge, his armor's sensors lighting the dark. Beside him, Zarina's blade cut through infected soldiers, her movements precise and deadly. As they pushed forward, they found others, once enemies, now united, fighting side by side. A Velkar archer and a human sniper covered each other's backs. A giant reptilian warrior used his claws to tear through the metal walls, creating new paths. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the tunnels. Debris fell. The team was trapped. Jace checked his suit status. Power low, he said. Zarina clenched her jaw. We can't stop. Move. They fought through the rubble and swarmed enemies closing in. Just when hope seemed lost, reinforcements arrived. Fighters from other worlds, previously hesitant, now joining the battle. Together, they broke free. Back on the surface, the black spire pulsed wildly. reacting to their progress. Jace's armor flared as he felt a new energy flowing through it. "Zarina," he said, "the spire is powering up. We need to reach its core." She nodded. "Lead the way." They descended deeper, moving faster. The tunnels narrowed, walls glowing with strange alien symbols. At last, they reached the core, a vast chamber filled with energy so intense it made their skin tingle. In the center, the sleeper pod pulsed like a beating heart. Jace stepped forward. "This ends now." He raised his arm, releasing a burst of energy from his armor, a virus designed to shut down the pod's systems. The pod trembled. Lights flickered. Suddenly, alarms blared. The spire began to collapse. Zarina grabbed Jace's arm. "We have to get out, now." They ran. The tunnels shook violently. Just as they reached the surface, the spire exploded in a blinding flash. Silence. Smoke. Then cheers. The galaxy's warriors had won. Together. Jace looked at Zarina. "You fought well." She smiled. "You taught me what it means to truly fight." The alliance was no longer just between two warriors. It was a promise that together, the galaxy could face any darkness. He was never here to impress them. He was here to protect them all. The galaxy was quiet now, but only for a moment. Commander Jace Marlowe stood on the shattered ground where the black spire had fallen. The battle was over, but the war was far from done. Around him, warriors from every planet tended to their wounds. Some hugged, some cried, some silently stared at the stars, wondering what was next. Princess Zarina stood by his side, no longer the proud princess who mocked Earth's simple soldier. Now she was a leader humbled by the strength she had seen, strength that came not from armor, but from heart. Jace looked at the sky. The stars seemed brighter. Hope was returning. Remembered all the battles, all the pain, all the losses, but also the courage. He thought of Earth, not the planet of the past, but the future they were building here. Suddenly, a call came through the link. "The Galactic Council is opening a seat for Earth," said a voice full of respect. Zarina smiled softly. "They saw what we saw." Jace nodded. They saw humanity's truth. In the days that followed, Earth's warriors and diplomats gathered at the council. The old prejudices faded slowly. Jace spoke to the council, his voice steady. "We didn't come here to conquer. We came to remind everyone what it means to survive and to protect." He told stories of humanity's past, the wars against machines, the fires that burned cities, the sacrifices made for hope. The council listened. They understood. But the greatest moment came when Zarina stepped forward. She raised her sword high and said, "I mocked him once. I was wrong. This man showed me what courage truly means." She turned to Jace. "Together we will protect this galaxy." Jace smiled. "Humanity didn't come with weapons to impress," he said quietly. "We came with scars to teach that survival is not just about strength, it's about heart." The stars above shone brighter than ever. The galaxy had changed, not because of weapons or power, but because of a simple truth. Humanity had arrived.